Our expert faculty and focus on faith provide the foundation you need to discover your passions. Whatever your big ideas are, we believe in you and all your potential to discover, to achieve, and to excel. Through all the remarkable experiences along your Chowan journey, you'll be preparing for a lifetime of opportunities. Whatever you want to pursue, let's pursue it together. Learn more today at chowan.edu.
Welcome back to the 2023 Gulf South Conference Football Media Day. We're down to our last school and the newest school in the Gulf South Conference, Chowan. The Hawks out of North Carolina have joined us. Head coach Paul Johnson in his first season. And we're also joined by Rashad McKee, the quarterback for Chowan. Coach, first of all, thank you for joining us and welcome to the conference.
Hey, my pleasure. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
All right. First of all, taking the job over at Chowan, what were the ingredients and what did you see in this institution that said this is a place you wanted to be?
I think, any coach trying to get their first head job, you're looking for the right school. You want a place that you're going to be able to grow, learn, and really grow into being a head coach. It's not just like being an offense coordinator or an offensive line coach. You got to learn the ropes. So I thought it was a great challenge. Obviously, they came off some success in the CIAA. Coach Hall did a great job over there. I think they won 7 games back-to-back. So, it's a place you can win, and that's also important.
Seems as though it was a blessing in disguise. You have a winning tradition, but also you get a chance to bring in and invite a whole new host of players.
Oh, right. I mean, when I came in, the transfer portal really hit Chowan hard. So I've had to, rebuild the entire roster. We'll have a completely new team than we had in the spring. And obviously we got some guys that are coming back, like our quarterback Rashad and some key pieces. But overall I had to rebuild, which is nice. You come in and you can bring in your own players, and right away it's on you.
Mm-hmm. When you look at your offensive philosophy, what can we expect to see? You're the former offensive lineman. Some people would think you want to run the ball all day, but what can we see from the Hawks coming up?
It just depends on what we're doing well. We're going to be explosive. We're going to be fast. We're going to play with tempo. We play a new brand of football. On every play it can be a throw or a run. And on defense we're going to be aggressive and fly around and play a 4-2-5, but we're going to be super aggressive.
Mr. McKee, how happy were you when they named the new head coach that you had an offensive-minded coach coming in?
I actually was very excited, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of the process and be in the Zoom meetings and being able to listen in on the conferences with the coaches, and I actually thought Coach Paul Johnson was the best option for us.
What sold you on Coach Johnson during that interview process?
One, of course, being an offensive-minded guy. It's me being a quarterback. That was something that I was kind of looking forward to. And then also him playing in the PSAC before, because of me previously playing in the PSAC, I knew how football is around there, and I knew it would be a good fit for us.
How excited are you? Because basically you're going to have to be the leader of leaders because you're bringing in basically a brand new team.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited. I'm ready to accept the challenge. As of right now, we got a lot of young guys, but we also have a few guys coming out of the transfer portal. I'm just ready to be a leader and take on that role.
Coach, when you look at your defense, what can we expect to see? What's your defensive philosophy, and what can we expect to see from them?
Tackles and turnovers. We're going to bring a lot of pressure. I believe in bringing pressure. We're going to be big. We had to rebuild. Last year they were really fast and a really talented defense. But in the Gulf South, you got to have some bigger bodies. You can't be small. So we're going to be pretty big on defense up front. You guys starts with the D-line. So we've done a good job in recruiting this offseason to fill in the spots that are needed, and defense line was one of those. We're going to be pretty big up front.
So you didn't get an opportunity to necessarily look at film because you lost so many guys. You can't say, well, I got this, got that. When you look at the conference, the competition, what kind of competition can you expect to see from the Gulf South?
From the Gulf South is one of the best, conferences in the country. You watch the film, like I've seen Delta, I've seen West Alabama. We got a long off season, so I've been watching a lot of film. So you understand what kind of competition you're going into and the type of players. But every team presents a challenge. Even down, I don't know who was last in the conference last year, maybe Shorter, but they're pretty good. So there is no games off, weeks off. You got to show up and be ready to play every week because every team can knock you off.
When you look at your staff, when you built your staff, were you trying to build a staff that you can basically stand back and let them coach and you supervise, or you're a hands-on kind of guy?
No, I believe in when you're building your staff, it's guys I want to be around every day. We're in the office a lot. I believe in family. That's how I built the staff. I want to, be around guys that I can work with, that I see as family, that, it can have over the house, have the kids running around, that you can teach coaches, you can coach coaches. To me, it's the person first. Like, I need to have guys that, I know got my back, that I can rely on, and we work too many hours not to like each other. So to me, it was that first and then football second.
I hear you. When it comes to recruiting and bringing in guys using the transfer portals, traditional recruiting, how big was it to say, hey, we're going to be playing in the Gulf South Conference this coming fall?
Well, yeah, I think that was a good selling point, but also, like, some coaches are scared of that. I'm not going to say nobody's name, but I tried to hire a guy, and, he didn't want that challenge, but I'm like, all right, then you got to move on to the next guys. But, yeah, it was definitely a good selling point. It's a good experience for guys. I mean, the Gulf South has, a nice tradition and carries some weight. So coaches want to be in that conference. They want to coach in the conference, and players want to play in it also.
When you take a look at the film on the Gulf South Conference, what excites you about playing against these caliber teams?
Just playing against the best competition, being able to compete against the best of the best week in and week out and showcase what we can do as a school and as a program.
Taking your role as a quarterback, you came in after a quarterback was injured and you made a huge step up. What can we expect to see from you? What is your style and what is your leadership style?
My leadership style, I would say, is more of being calm and collected at all times. I feel like when you're calm, you think with a more clear mind. You can make better decisions, and I feel like just being a vocal leader is something I have to improve on, but being calm and just trying to lead by example right now is kind of the best way I do it.
How much are you leaning on him to establish the type of traditions that you want to see within that locker room for your team?
Yeah, I think it's, when I got here in the spring, I feel like guys didn't even know each other's names. So it's, like, important for the players to know each other and really bond. And it starts with the quarterbacks. I don't need him to say much. I just need him to lead by example. So I'm going to lean on him heavy. I think it's very important. But we need a lot of guys to step up and be leaders. You can't just have one guy. It's got to be your whole team. So then, I'm not running the team. The players are. So if you can build that type of leadership, and hand that over to the players, I think that's always best.
Are you a player's coach, disciplinarian? What is your coaching philosophy?
No, I'm definitely a player's coach, but a mixture of both. I don't play no games. I'm very disciplined in the aspect of you got a job to do, show up and do your job. If you don't, then you're not going to be part of the program. And I don't put up with you don't get too many chances with me. So, and I'm not going to sit there and scream and yell at you. It's just going to be a simple conversation. Like, hey, you've missed too many things. It's time to go. It's not the culture I'm trying to build. So I don't spend time wasting time yelling and screaming. Like, you set the expectations. They either meet it or they don't. It's just that simple. But you tell them that in recruiting. I tell them right up front what kind of coach I am and what my expectations are. And, if they like it, then, hey, welcome to Chowan. If not, we'll see you later.
When you actually go across the line, coach, be the head coach for your first time,
right.
What do you think is going to be going through your mind, and what is the expectations on yourself?
What do you mean as far as overall being a head coach?
being on the sideline, coaching it for the first time.
Oh,
what
yeah.
do you think is going to be going through your
mind?
mind?
I've done it before. One time at Charleston, our coach got sick and was in the hospital, so I had to be the interim head coach, and I just became offensive coordinator.
Okay.
So it was happening, like OC, and then bang, all of a sudden now you're the head coach. Man, it was a challenge. The challenge is not the things that you think of. It's the, handling the timeouts, turning down the flags, controlling the clock. Those type of situations you got to really be on top of. But you really got to have a staff. Like, you got to assign duties to your guys. Hey, this is your job, just to be able to, balance all that stuff. Because, I'm obviously the offensive coordinator, so I'm going to be making adjustments. So I need my defensive staff to be on top of it too. So I got to do a good job of just managing the entire game, but also leaning on your staff. You hired your staff for a reason. Just give them responsibility and let them go.
When you look at your schedule, there's no slouches on your schedule.
No.
What games are you looking for to say, okay, this is where we test our mettle and I can see what kind of ball club we're going to have?
Listen, we played Delta's second game of the season at home. Cool. I'm really just worried about Barton. Barton last year came And I've watched that game probably 300 times, and they beat the crap out of Chowan last year at Chowan. So my main focus is Barton right now. I can't wait to get to camp. I can't wait to get the game planning and getting down there to Barton on a Thursday night and trying to light up the sky. So I'm only focused on Barton.
I hear you. Your camp, can we expect to see from your fall camp? Are you going to be the type of guy you're more cerebral, or you want them out there on the field putting in the work?
You got to do both. We're going to be physical. I believe in the mental aspect of that too. I mean, you got to be real about that. But we're going to be out there. We're going to get after it at practice. I believe in a physical camp. We're going to be well conditioned. I like conditioning through practice, though. So I'm a tempo offense. So we tempo everything. Everything we do in every situation is fast. So then when we get to the game day, my guys are going to be ready to go. But yeah, we're going to have a physical camp. You know, camps aren't what they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no two-a-days anymore. So you got to take advantage of practice times and actually being out there and using the whole time and putting kids in uncomfortable situations and coaches. You know, you got to coach all the situations. You got to get it covered. Because the one thing when you're a new head coach or your new program, the one thing that's going to beat you is special teams. So we'll focus a whole lot on special teams and really hammer that down.
All right, Coach. Thank you so very much.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Chowan Hawks, stay tuned. We'll have more coming up. 2023 Gulf South Conference Media Day right after.
Achieve your goals and prepare for a lifetime of success at Chowan University. Our expert faculty and focus on faith provide the foundation you need to discover your passions. Whatever your big ideas are, we believe in you and all your potential to discover, to achieve, and to excel. Through all the remarkable experiences along your Chowan journey, you'll be preparing for a lifetime of opportunities. Whatever you want to pursue, let's pursue it together. Learn more today at chowan.edu.